guys? What's going on? How is everybody doing? Hope y'all are doing good. Hope everyone's doing good. All right. How's the audio, video? Let me know if there's any issues, guys. Otherwise, we will get right into it. What's up, Octo, Big Bear, Rich? Was Mayne traveling yesterday? I was not. I just got back actually the night before. What's up, guys? Yo, Mayne, one of my friends is in Vancouver for MBA looking for a job. Do you have an opportunity in your company? Would really appreciate the opportunity. What company, bro? I'm a one-man show, baby. What's up, Cause? How you doing, G? Gonk, man, along the top and lost all equity before the bull. That is not good. I suggest getting a job and getting that bag up, bro. It's not too late. Not too late. What's up, Igor? Jim, how you doing? Marcus, your brother got all the hair. Yeah, tell me about it, bro. My brother's got all the hair. I have 4 brothers. All of them have amazing heads of hair, but none of them got thick fucking necks. So who's really winning? This guy says, I showed you Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10 Inu back in the day. I'm asked to ask for an updated look at SPX 69. Here's the thing, man. I stopped doing the altcoin streams. Maybe I should bring them back, but my sponsor wasn't interested in renewing. And I just been busy, but maybe fuck it. Maybe I just run them anyways. Got wrecked on that fake news. Not great, man. $1,000 if I don't say the word deviation. Deviation, brev. RJ, I signed up. RG, brother, I signed up on Prime. I DM'd you on Insta, but no reply. Send me another one, man. I get a lot, so that they can get lost. Yo, what's up, Diffuser? Okay, I'm bullish on your hair, bro. It can't get worse. Thank you, maybe? I don't know. I don't know if that's compliment or not. Okay, cool. We got some people tuned in. So we're going to talk about the charts. We'll talk about Bitcoin. We'll talk about Ethereum. We'll look at some other stuff. If you guys are in Discord or Telegram, I dropped some kind of trade ideas for gold and euro and some other stuff. So I will cover those as well. But as usual, going to kind of rip through the charts. If you guys got any questions along the way, you want to talk some shit, you want me to look at something, you guys just let me know in the chat. Got some cool stuff that I want to talk about. So obviously, as you guys know, been working on this indicator for a while here. So still working on it. This is our final beta version. I'm hoping by the end of October, we're going to be able to kind of finalize the actual product. And then we're going to be working on a website. Obviously, got to have like a knowledge base, explain how it works, all that kind of stuff. So I'm really excited about this coming out. I really think that this is going to be something a lot of you are going to want to use, or at least perhaps you want to. I don't know. But if you trade price action, I think this is going to be a great tool that you can add to your toolkit, because what it's going to do is it's going to be really more than anything a time saver. The purpose of this thing is to mark out all of the key price action things that I look for, and that if you're a price action smart money concept trader, you might look for. It's going to do all that for you. So it's got a ton of customizability. What kind of POIs do you want? Do you want order blocks? Do you want order blocks that have fair value gaps? Do you want just fair value gaps, just old highs and lows? It'll mark off SFPs. It will mark off market structure breaks, breakers, raid candles, OTE entries. You can do all sorts of very cool shit with it. And what's great is it has the ability to have alerts as well. So you can have alerts sent to you on Telegram or Discord, and it can let you know, right? Oh, there was a H12 SFP on, this pair. There was a daily or weekly SFP. So it's got a lot of cool functionality. The settings I have right now, this is like a backtest thing where it can actually backtest the settings, and it will lead you all the way down right up to an entry if you want. Now, obviously, the purpose of this is not to give you signals. It's more to give you areas of interest to look for trades. But effectively, what you see here is the stats based on the current settings I have. And right now, the current settings I have are, okay, if it has an H12 SFP and then an H1 MSB, then we would enter on the breaker, and then you would target 1.5R. And based on those statistics, that's kind of what, those signals would yield. So there's going to be, to me, it's a major time saver. We have a handful of people beta testing it right now, and the feedback's been great. So I'm excited about this. I'm also excited about, I've got some renewed motivation after doing the Monday's range video. So I am working on a few other kind of short form concept videos. I think I might name them dumb money concepts. So a lot of people who trade price action or ICT, they call themselves, smart money traders, smart money concepts. Well, I'm going to call them dumb money concepts, not because I think they're dumb, but because I'm dumb. And I think I'm really good at explaining things that are complicated in a simple way. So I'll redo my order block video. I'll do a video on fair value gaps, liquidity levels, all those kind of things, market structure, maybe finally. That I think are overcomplicated and people do a poor job of explaining. I'm going to try and explain them, a whole lot easier. So I'm working on that as well. I'm home for the entire month. So I'm looking forward to being productive in that time. And then I've got something else I'm working on. I'm not quite ready to announce what it is, but it's something that I think is going to be really awesome. And should have news on that in the next week or so. And again, I'll be reaching out to some of you guys in my community to be beta testers. That includes you, Trader Cause. I see you in the comments there. So really looking forward to that. James Smith _Smith 494. I'll try and remember that, bro. Let me just copy this and I'll paste it over here. Okay. What's up? Is it a paid indicator? It's going to have tiers. So there will be a free version that will mark up certain things on the chart. But if you want more functionality, there will be some paid tiers. It's not going to be very expensive. It's meant to be affordable. And there will be a completely free version. And then, of course, there'll be like a free trial if you want to try out one of the paid options. But like when you pay, you maybe get more functionality, things like that. If it was just mine and I knew how to code and I created it and did everything, I would love to give it for free. But I didn't create it, right? It uses my strategy and some of my knowledge. But again, it's not, there's 4 other people involved in this and I can't just give it away. But there will be a free version, 100% free. And then there will be, I think, 2 or 3 tiers, like, $29.99 kind of thing, things like that. But it in my opinion, the biggest advantage for this thing is it's going to be a time saver. So instead of having to go through all your charts and marking up, all the SFPs and all the breakers and order blocks, this will do all of that for you. It will do all of it for you automatically. It's really cool. Anyways, so let's get into Bitcoin here. So we've obviously had this crazy move, right? Up to 30K. Big wick, blew out a lot of highs, and it was the Cointelegraph fake news fucking candle, right? So when you have moves like this happen, generally, what you're gonna see is kind of two camps of people on Twitter, and I alluded to this in a tweet yesterday. So you're going to have people who are saying that I knew that this was going to happen. I don't give a shit about the news. It's in the chart, man. I knew that we were going to have a one candle, what is this? I knew that we were going to have a 15-minute 5% candle and then a full retrace. It was priced into the chart, and my TA told me that, and blah, 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 blah. Then you can have other people who say the exact opposite. They're going to say there's no way that you could predict this. It was completely random, and it's a news-driven event, and blah, blah, blah. So the problem with Twitter, as usual, is people are very much tribalistic, right? They're one side or the other. It has to be this way. It has to be that way. Reality is it's somewhere in the middle, usually, right? The truth. So as you guys know, if you've been following, what was the title of the last stream? It was Cautiously Bullish, right? If you guys go back on Twitter to September 14th, right? And I posted an update on this just yesterday, where I talked about my kind of bullish thesis for the market as a whole. I'm just trying to find the tweet here. We got it. We got him. Right? So if you guys remember this tweet here, bullish thesis for a move up to 33 to 36K, right? We have the monthly SFP here into the monthly order block. We had the inversion of this fair value gap is something I want to see. But ultimately, it was, okay, we have the monthly order block here. We have the weekly breaker, right? So we swept the last 3 weeks lows with that breaker, and I started longing, and that was the entire premise, right? You can see that first breaker gave us a move up to there. Then I said, hey, we've got another bullish order block here. And as you can see, I just progressed this tweet along, right? There's the next move up. So I've been bullish. Now, I'm not trying to say that I predicted that this move was going to happen like this. Not at all. I think it's very hard to believe that your TA told you we're going to have a 5% candle in 15 minutes that was going to fully retrace based on fake news and clear insider buying visible in the fucking order books going on right before and blah, blah, blah. So to me, that was manipulation. What's annoying about this type of candle is it makes the chart ugly, and it makes me, it makes it a little bit harder for me to do the type of analysis that I like to do. But this was a news-driven event. Anyone who's saying that they knew based on TA that this was going to happen, I think is full of shit. Right? There was clear some sort of manipulation going on here. That being said, I've been bullish since the lows here. Right? So if you follow that tweet, if you've been following me on Telegram, if you've been following me on Discord, I was bullish as soon as we had this spike. So this is June's range, remember, right? We ran the high of June's range. We were shorting up here. We ran the low, covered the shorts. And then when we had this spike down, took out all of these lows and then broke market structure to the upside, I made it very clear to you guys, and I've covered this in multiple videos now, that this was the invalidation. Right? If we're going to go up, this has to be the low, because below here, I thought we would go much lower. And until that gets invalidated, I'm bullish, right? We made another fresh high, right? And another fresh high. and then a higher low into demand. And I said, okay, now this is our invalidation. If price is going to go up, these are just higher lows that are getting put in place. So I dragged my invalidation up to here. And the premise was the same. If this was going to go up, we need to hold these lows and we need to continue to make higher highs. And it was very simple. So longed here, right? Longed again here, longed again here on this move up. And, been happy with how I've traded this, right? If you're in the Haven, I've taken a bunch of winners in a row. But where I fucked up, basically, and I have no problem admitting that I got something wrong or I made a mistake, is once we had this move here, right? So I had longed all the way up here, and then I took this and I said, okay, here's our new order block. We just broke to the upside. So I took another long here. I'm just going to extend this out, actually. So I was just playing the trend, right? Every time it pulled back into an order block, I just longed. It wasn't even an H1 trigger or anything. I literally just took all the H12 levels and I just continued to long them. I did it 3 times in a row. And it was working, right? And we were in an uptrend and I felt good about it. But the mistake that I made, and the reason I tweeted out the other day that I made no money on this move, is because I thought that just like I thought this was the low and then this was the low, after this move up, I said, okay, and you'll see me talk about it. I tweeted, I telegrammed it. I said, okay, I think this should be the low now. We had a sweep here and we have 27K, which is like a round number, kind of big fig level. So I said, okay, I think that we should hold 27K. And as long as we hold 27K, I think that we continue higher towards, my eventual targets of 33, 32K. And what happened is basically we broke that level. So we had a move down here. We broke market structure. And we closed multiple 12-hour candles, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like multiple candles below 27K. So I closed my swing long that I had entered here, right? So, I looking at it now, you look at it like this, you're like, well, this just looks like a deviation and it's up again, right? And we're bullish again. And yeah, it does look bullish again now based on the reclaim. But sometimes you're going to be wrong, right? Sometimes you're going to do analysis. You're going to say, I'm bullish, on this being a higher low. And then guess what? It's going to trade lower and then it's going to go higher, right? And you're going to see a ton of people's charts showing the exact same thing, right? Like this move happened and then a bunch of people had charts going like this and then this, and then they're trying to claim that they called it, right? Or they're saying, oh, actually, I had another chart that I tweeted 3 weeks ago that actually said this. And these people are just purely marketing, right? They're posting their charts. They're trying to show you that they never get it wrong, right? Hey, I always am right. I nailed it. This chart showed it. Even though they have 5 other charts in between showing price going down, sideways, left, right, up, down, diagonal, AB, right, left, Hadouken, right? They want to appear as if they never got it wrong. Me, very simply, I don't care that I got a trade wrong, right? I'd made a bunch of correct calls here. I thought that this was the higher low, and it broke below my level, so I closed. And then, yeah, you wake up literally, a couple days later. I'm in Toronto hanging out with my little brother, and then I wake up Monday morning, and we spiked 30K. And obviously, I'm like, oh, fuck, I wish I was still long. But I wasn't, right? I got it wrong. So it is what it is, right? So the best people to follow are people like me, basically. I'm not trying to show myself. You guys already follow me. That's why you're here. But the people who you see post their wins and losses, those are the people to pay attention to. The people who will admit that they got trades wrong, who will show analysis that works out, sometimes doesn't work out. They talked about being stopped out. Those, to me, if you're trying to build a list and curate a following of who you want to be potentially paying attention to, are those kind of people, right? The people who only post that they never seem to miss. Everything they do always seems to work out. Every fucking squiggle works out and blah, blah, blah. Those are the people to be cautious with. I'm not saying that they can't be good, but you're going to get shit wrong. And if you have this perception that people never miss and they're always making money and they catch every single move, you're going to be very disappointed when you get into your own trading and you realize that you're wrong a lot, especially early on. So unfortunately, I didn't make any money on this move. I'd closed out my longs here. We saw the spike up. I didn't short the spike. I woke up and this had already happened, right? I was tired. I woke up and the move had already happened. So I'm not stressed, right? What do? I look for the next trade, right? Like there's always opportunity out there. I didn't make any money on this move. No fucking problem. I'm on to the next fucking idea. So let's talk about the next fucking idea. What I think could happen. So I do believe that holding above this mid-range is a good thing, right? So we've got June's range here still that we're operating within. Now you could also use September's range. So we can use the previous month's range. Oops. Where's September here? No, I want August, I think. Yes, because September makes no fucking sense. Does it? No, exactly. August range also looks interesting here, right? So we have August's price action. We're now in October. We spiked the high, but we're holding above the mid-range. Maybe we come back and retest there. I don't know. But I like June's range still. It's treated us well for several months now. So we have June's mid-range that has been resistance here. Resistance. Now we're above it. So to me, I'm going to be bullish as long as we're holding above there with a target of the range high. Because my premise for the bullish thesis overall towards 32, 34, 35, 36K, none of that is invalidated. Yeah, I got stopped out on a trade, but the entire premise was high time frame, this is the low, right? Like if you go to the monthly, the premise is simple. This is the low. That was the entire basis of my long, is that this sweep into the demand is the low. So I'm going to remain long biased, even though I got stopped out on a long. Now, what would make me flip bearish is if we get some sort of, very ugly close, on like the monthly or something. So if October's candle retraces all the way back below here and closes, sub 28K, kind of ugly, that would look bad, right? But if we close above 28K on the monthly, that's 2 weeks from now, right? We've still got a few days left in the weekly. If the weekly candle can close above this high, I don't particularly see that as super bearish. Now I could be wrong, right? I could be wrong. I just showed you that I got the last trade wrong. So it is what it is, right? But for now, I'm going to remain bullish. I do think the fact that we had this much of a move, I do think that there's a good amount of people sidelined and not positioned. If we do get a bullish ETF headline, if the fake ETF headline can get us up that much in one candle, what could the fucking real one do? So what I'm looking for to get long is very simple. What up, Vin? How you doing, bro? Folis, how you doing, G? I'm looking at this mid-range here, okay, of June. I'm looking at this H12 breaker, right? Up candle for down move that swept some lows. And I'm looking at kind of this prior 12-hour low. So if we can get some sort of run below this 12-hour low, I might look to fade that in the other direction. Now, a more simplistic view of this is here, in my opinion. You have a high, right? And you have a very clear low. Here's kind of your range, right? Ignore this wick. I think whatever side of this gets tagged first, we probably fade the other way, right? So if we trade above here, I wouldn't be surprised if we then retrace and then take out the other side. Same thing is here. Is if we fade below here, I think there's a good chance that you could get in a long towards the other side. Now, how high or low does that deviation go? I don't know yet. But what I'm watching is this previous H12 low, and then we have that H12 breaker down here. It might not come this deep, right? So I'm just going to delete this for a sec. It might just come down to here and then back inside. And I would still be interested in taking that trade because we have that key level here with the mid-range, okay? But that's the essential game plan. If I can get a deep pullback into this H12, zone, H4 order block there as well, absolutely. I would be looking to get long there. But it might be shallower, right? Like we might just come and dip just below 28K and then reclaim. But that's what I'm watching. I'm looking to fade whatever side of this range here effectively breaks first. Okay? Thank you, Vin. Appreciate that, bro. Nice haircut. It's the same haircut every time, my G. Does that make sense, everyone? Everyone on the same page? When is Czar joining your stream? Who the fuck is Czar? Zaf. Who the fuck is Zaf? This guy says, can I chart soul/fart, please? You got to be kidding me. That can't be real. All right. It sounds so very basic plan right there for Bitcoin. I still think, like, just based on the monthly specifically, like, I still think that there is a good shot that we make a fresh high above here into this fair value gap, right? I still think that there's a very good chance that we take out this high and this high into this fair value gap, and then potentially we get some sort of larger distribution. I don't know, okay? But I still think that there's a very good chance that based on the monthly and the retest of this order block here, that we can get another push up. Now I'm going to wait and see. We just took out August high. Like, we'll see how this is the monthly chart. A lot can happen. Things happen slowly, right? So we're going to wait and see. But I still think that there's a chance. Now, obviously, this also could just be the top of the move, right? Like, this could be a lower high, right? Like, this could be some sort of fucking janky ass Head and Shoulders. But I would rather try another long and see if we get that one more push up towards 32K into here. And if it doesn't work, then I'll get short, as opposed to just assuming that this was the top. Like, I'm willing to give it one more go. And then we'll fucking see, right? If this long doesn't work out, right, we close this weekly candle as an SFP and things start to look really ugly, guess what? I'll fucking start shorting. I already missed the fucking 30K short anyways, so who fucking cares, right? There's always other trades. Don't worry about missing one, right? You're going to miss so many fucking trades in your career. It's going to make you dizzy. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it one fucking bit, okay? So let's look at Ethereum. So Ethereum, basically, So Ethereum basically is like a fucking rock that has been thrown into the goddamn ocean, right? Like, it's so unbelievably heavy and weak. And I understand that a lot of people want to start longing altcoins and things like that. But before we look at Ethereum, I'm going to show you the Bitcoin dominance chart, right? And this was part of my bull thesis that I showed you that tweet of. I posted this chart. And I said part of this bullish thesis is the fact that Bitcoin dominance just had a major fucking breakout of a zone that it's been underneath. It's been below this kind of 48% level for going on 2+ years at this point. So the last time it was above, let's just call it 49 basically, was back in April of 2021. And if you go and look at Ethereum or any other altcoins, right, during these specific periods of time, here, this is when Bitcoin is starting to be the stronger of the assets and where you want to buy Bitcoin and get out of alts. And this has been where you wanted to get out of Bitcoin and get into alts. Like that's where the money's been flowing, right? So if you look, for example, right here, the top for Bitcoin in the last cycle, right? Where was it? April 2021, right? And then again in November 2021. So here's April 2021. Right there. So Bitcoin way stronger. What happens? Alts then become strong. You want to know what topped in May? Was Ethereum. Right? That initial top, not this, we're not talking about the second spike, but the first one. And again, right? November, right? Bitcoin dominance topping out, then Ethereum had its run after, right? But it's been this bouncing, right? Bounce back for 2+ years. For the first time in a long ass time, we've broken out of this zone and we've retested it, and now we're pushing to fresh highs. So we're seeing dominance at heard of levels in a couple of years. So part of that bullish thesis and why I was specifically more bullish on Bitcoin as opposed to Ethereum was very simple, right? Was Bitcoin dominance looked really bullish. The Bitcoin chart itself looked more bullish. The dollar was coming into that resistance level that we had marked out, right? Up here, the fair value gap. And that the news, the ETF, the narrative was all behind Bitcoin, right? So that's why I was more bullish Bitcoin than I was Ethereum. And still, right now, Bitcoin dominance is pushing to a new high. So if you're trying to decide what to long, Bitcoin's just been the stronger asset. Look at all these alts. All in the red, except for 1, 2. All these are in the red. Bitcoin just about break even. All of these are in the red, down 4%, down 2%. Ethereum down 2%. So Bitcoin's been the better asset to be long, right, for a while now. So as much as I want Ethereum to go up, the chart is not as bullish, right? The chart is just not as bullish. Now, I know some people are saying, okay, well, there's bullish divs forming on Ethereum and blah, blah, blah. I would wait for Ethereum BTC to give you a sign of life before you long Ethereum over Bitcoin. Now, I drew this out. Basically, we have a weekly swing here from this low to this high, okay? So here's your OTE, kind of your sweet spot pullback. We've blasted through every single level. We're into the last bit of demand here before I don't even know, right? Like to me, if we lose this gray box, I think we trade down to this one, right? So if Ethereum BTC catches a bid here and starts trading up, then there's going to be and the market remains bullish, then you're going to see Ethereum outperform. You're probably going to see a lot of these altcoins start to outperform Bitcoin, right? But if this keeps tanking, there will be some altcoins that outperform Bitcoin, but a large majority of them will not, and they will underperform Bitcoin. And this works in both directions. I have a video on this on YouTube, right? But effectively, if this is in a downtrend, if both Bitcoin and Ethereum are going up, Bitcoin's going up more than Ethereum, right? If this is in a downtrend, but both of them are going down, Bitcoin is going down less than Ethereum, right? Just means that Bitcoin right now and for the last year has been substantially stronger than Ethereum. Is that going to be the case always? Of course not. But for now, until this starts to show some signs of life, I would rather focus on Bitcoin. And if you're adamant on trading altcoins, look at the altcoin that you want to trade versus Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin has been slapping the shit out of Solana. But Solana Bitcoin right now, right? This looks significantly better than this, right? So if you had to choose, do you want to long Solana or Ethereum or Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin's been crushing Solana, but Solana Bitcoin's starting to look good. So maybe Solana is going to start outperforming Bitcoin. And I bet Solana looks a lot better than Ethereum, right? Solana Ethereum looks like it's about to break out. Meaning that if you had to choose one of them to trade, Solana looks to be potentially the strongest out of those three assets, right? So you want to look at it versus Bitcoin. You want to look at it versus Ethereum. And then you want to look at the USD pair. And I drew this out ages ago. I don't even know when. But basically I said above here, I think we trade to here. So like this looks good. Assuming the market doesn't completely nuke, I can see Solana doing a huge move here. 40-50% move towards $40 if Bitcoin continues to go up and the market remains bullish. But yeah, so for like the Ethereum maxis right now, it's tough out there. This thing looks heavy, and I do think that it's due for a bounce. But is it going to bounce here, or is it going to bounce 20% lower? Because if it's going to be 20% lower, better off focusing on other shit right now. All right, is everyone am I making sense? I feel like I'm spitting some facts tonight. I don't know what's going on, but I feel like there's some sauce. As you can see, the sauce boss in the background with the tomato sauce spilling, dripping, just spreading it around. Liberally saucing the area. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, let's take a quick look at the chat here, and then we will continue working down our list. Oh, you don't know Zaf. I do not know who Zaf is. Mayne is a G. Thank you, bro. You're a G. Francesco Lam from Boise. Boise? What a name, bro. Do you think we're in the beginning stages of a new bull run? Or do you expect the low 20s to get tagged? I would like for the low 20s to get tagged again, right? Like I would love for Bitcoin to trade maybe a little higher and then do another big spike low. I don't know if it takes out this low, but maybe we take out this one and then we go up, right? At the end of the day, we have the halving, right? Coming up soon. After every halving that we've had, we've had a bull market. So it's getting close. Usually we're in an uptrend leading into that. Like this to me is still in an uptrend. It doesn't mean we can't take out a low or have another big sell-off. But I don't want to not have any spot exposure whatsoever at this point. If we dip very aggressively for whatever reason, I'd be interested in buying more. But I'm also not banking on the fact that we might not come back to 28K again. I don't know. But as far back as here, so a year plus ago, you can find tweets from me saying, I think buying Bitcoin near 20K and Ethereum as close to $1,000 as possible is going to be a good investment for the next bull run. That's what I said over and over and over again. The bull run prior to this one, the 2017 bull run, or the end of the 2017 bull run that led into the 2020 bull run, I said the same thing. I said, I think buying Bitcoin between $6,000 and below and Ethereum $200 and below is a really good buy. And guess what? I started buying spot at 6,000, right? And I bought more at 5,000. I bought more at 4,000. Then I bought more at 3,000. And then I started looking at those buys at 6,000. I started thinking to myself, holy shit, maybe I'm fucked. But when Bitcoin went to 60 and those Ethereum buys from 200 down to 100 went to 4K, I felt pretty smart. And I did the same thing here. I bought on the way down here. I bought the FTX dump. Even though I was crushed and lost a bunch of my dry powder on FTX, I still bought because to me this was a major capitulation event, and I'll buy more if I get the opportunity because I think 10 to 20k Bitcoin and 600 to 1200 Ethereum, to me that's gonna look like really smart buys at the next cycle high. And whether those lows are in not yet, I don't know. It's impossible to know. You're never going to know if this was the low until it's far too late, right? So I operate more in terms of like I'm buying in this zone. This is where I think there's value, and I'm prepared to lose all of that money, right? Like when I bought from 6K down to 3K, I was prepared for all of those buys to literally go to zero. Like that was my stop. And I said the exact same thing. I'm not going to look up the tweets. You can look them up. I said the exact same thing for this area. Do we have another shot to buy? Maybe we do. Remember, we bottomed at 3K, went up to 14K, and then hit 3K again, and then ripped to 60. So anything can fucking happen, right? So I still have some dry powder available, but if we don't come back down there, that's okay. If we continue to be bullish on the highest time frames, I'll continue to deploy that way. But yeah, it's a very difficult question when people are like, are we going to be able to buy lower again? You're never going to know, right? Everyone's going to tell you they bought the bottom, but you don't know it's the bottom until it's fucking way too late. Gold just got an H12 SFP. Focus, bruv. Is it doing what I said it was going to do? Where's the H12 SFP, bro? Telling me to focus. It hasn't done it. It hasn't done it yet. No SFPs. I mean, my game plan on gold is to fade Monday's high with dollar reclaiming Monday's low. So that's what my game plan was posted. Euro was the same. So euro is above Monday's high. Dollar is back within Monday's low. So if this gets back in here, right, I'm looking to short with my stop here, target here. Gold didn't quite give me the pop, but it might still, right? But if it does this and then gets back inside, I would short that, right? And then dollar, what I want to see is it do the inverse, right? Traded below Monday's low. Now I want to see it trade up from here. And that's the exact plan I laid out in Telegram. So yeah. Okay. What exchange you trade on Canada? I am a resident of the UAE. I'm a resident of the island nation of Palau. I don't know what you're talking about, Canada. But if you're looking for a no KYC exchange that works in Canada and US and has good liquidity, you can DM me and I will let you know. I think I actually, here's what I'll do. I'll do you one better, bud. Give me 1 second. I'm going to just do this. Sorry, guys. I just don't want to accidentally open something I'm not supposed to. Here you go. So this is an exchange. You got to use my ref link, though. Okay. Use this exchange. So I just dropped it in the chat. I'll drop it in Twitch chat as well. So this is an exchange. It's called CoinCatch. So it's no KYC and there's no geo blocking for Canada, US, or Europe yet, right? As you've seen with most exchanges, right? Like first Bybit, first there's Binance, then they KYC, then they banned US and Canada, right? And then all the other ones, right? Like fucking Bybit Then everyone was trading on BitGet, and then BitGet now has KYC, and they've banned Canadians and Americans. It's the regulatory framework in kind of these Western countries, Canada, the UK, US, and things like that. The government has gone with a let's just broad strokes ban everything and then figure it out later. So it's difficult for people like you, not people like me, as a resident of the UAE, alhamdulillah, inshallah, mashallah. Yeah, so you got to kind of keep bouncing around, unfortunately, right? I remember back in the day, I got kicked off of fucking BitMEX because of living in Canada. Like, it sucks. But CoinCatch, I dropped it in there for you guys, is an exchange. Currently, no KYC, no geo-blocking. And it pulls it's created by the same team behind BitGet. So the actual order book and stuff is from BitGet. So the liquidity is actually, pretty good. But yeah, it's who knows how long it will last, right? So I'm not, giving you guys financial advice, but VPNs also can be helpful, things like that. But it's very difficult to operate in Canada. I wouldn't know, inshallah. Alhamdulillah. Mashallah. Peace be with you, my brothers. Right. And if you're looking for another KYC, non-KYC exchange, obviously the sponsors of this video, Prime XBT, they are great, but they do geo-block Canadians and Americans. I think they still work in the UK and most of Europe and basically everywhere else. And it's no KYC, but they do geo-block Canada and US. So there's a bunch of them. Bing X is another one. So there is a handful. But you gotta do the research. But CoinCatch, you can use my ref link if you're interested. That one does work. Okay. So let's look at this is a great example. So I released that Monday's range video, and it didn't get as many views, as I thought, right? Maybe my YouTube algo has not been super great lately. I don't think the live streams get you as much viewership as the videos. Like, my order block video has like 50K views. And then I do another video that I think is better, and it, gets like 4K. I don't know, but we're going to continue to grind regardless. Monday's range. I gave you guys a very basic strategy, right, for Monday's range, which was simply, if we trade outside of Monday's range on the high or the low, ideally early in the week. So we're talking Tuesday or Wednesday. It's less likely to work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And that obviously won't work on certain markets, but crypto. But early in the week. So if on Tuesday or Wednesday we trade above the high or low of Monday on the hourly, and then we trade back within, okay, you enter on an hourly close, you put a stop at the deviation high, and you aim for 2R. Right? So what do we have here on SPX? Monday's low, Monday's high, traded outside, hourly close back in, enter, stop at the deviation high. I think it hit 1.97. And maybe this will still sell off. I don't know. But that's an easy trade. Now, I've obviously explained to you guys there's ways that you can refine this, and I will release another video in the future where you can get a better entry, right? You can use the lower time frame here, and you could have entered based on the 15-minute closing back in. So that's an even little tighter entry. Or maybe you use something like this. Like, so you have a trade back within Monday's range here, and you're entering off this like 5-minute breaker. Or maybe there's an SFP, and you can get even tighter risk reward and a tighter entry and things like that. So there's ways that you can refine it. But the way I explained it, just at a basic level for you guys to understand, was the concept is simple. The higher low of the week has a high probability of forming on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. Specifically Tuesday or Wednesday. Now, this is more practice in Forex and TradFi than it is in crypto. But Tuesday or Wednesday, really good chance that the higher the low of the week forms. So if we have Monday's range here, and then on Tuesday we trade outside and back in, there is a 50 to 60% chance that the high of the week is in, right? Or vice versa. So perfect example of that playing out right here. It can work on any asset class. It worked better, in my opinion, at least I have more experience with it in Forex and traditional finance, but it does work in crypto as well. But it's a very basic strategy that I've explained, and then there's ways that you can really refine it and make it better, because there's going to be some signals you want to ignore. There's going to be ways that you can get tighter entries and little tweaks and things like that. But as a basic video, I think it's really good. I definitely think it's worth watching. What is U642? I have no idea. Okay, let's see. Gold here. I think gold is going to give us our setup, to be honest with you. I would like to see this high get run on gold, and then I'd look for shorts. Euro, I want to see back within Monday's range to get short. And then I want to see the dollar hold here, ideally, and push up. What do you think of the PA this year compared to previous years? Honestly, man, it's been worse. There's been worse. Like the market, people talk about the chop and it's a liquid and blah, blah, blah. It's like this market relative to markets in the past, right? Like this is still way more liquid and volatile than like this was torture. Like this was torture. This 6K floor. I shorted each one of these highs, by the way. This one, this one, this one, and this one, all on Twitter. And then I bought down here. That's basically when my account started gaining popularity. Is it was me and Don Alt. We were shorting each of these highs while everyone else was calling for new highs. And I'm like, this looks like the bouncy ball meme. You go look back on Twitter back in 2018. I'm one of the first people that posted that bouncy ball meme that everyone fucking tweets about now. And me and Donald were shorting each of these pops and being like, dude, each pop is getting weaker and weaker. 6K is going to crack. I started buying too early. But again, once I averaged out, I was laughing. But yeah, I think this was way worse. This was worse. But I feel like it still trades pretty clean. I mean, the bottom on Bitcoin, my God, right? Like this is literally just like the perfect breaker here, right? So we had a low, lower low. If I had my old computer somewhere, if I found it, I have screenshots of my entries here. Literally just up candle for a down move that took out a low, broke market structure, came back, boom. And Ethereum did the same thing. And I had orders, right, on BitMEX buying those lows. It was awesome. $80 Ethereum, my God. You stake any of your crypto, not by choice. The only crypto I have staked really currently is stuff that I like got pre-sale on, and it's like forced fucking staking, and I'm down horrendously on anyways. Okay. Good evening from Croatia. What's up, bro? You have a beautiful country. Love Croatia. Crude oil short on the weekly. I guess we can take a look. Possibly, man. Possibly. I mean, that looks kind of ugly, right? Like, let's turn this off. Right? That looks like a very clear failure on the H12. It's such a big candle though, right? Like, is the risk reward there to short it as is? I don't think so. It's like not even a 1-to-1. So I'd want to maybe see within this gray box, right? Because I can't justify that trade. But if you see maybe something like this, right, where within this gray box, we sweep here, okay? Now you've got a tighter entry and a much tighter stop. Becomes a much more attractive setup. But I mean, I don't know, right? Like, is your invalidation there, or is it there? Or do you wait for a little bit more? Do you scalp at all? Not a ton. I always wanted to be a scalper. I just was never as good at it. The concepts work the same, just for who I am as a person and my personality type. I obsess over it too much. I always love the idea of like, oh, I'll just scalp for an hour and then be done for the day. But in reality, swing trading just worked better for me. Why are we shorting oil when the Middle East is going to war, fam? Context. I mean, I'm not the one who said I want to short this. This guy said, that oil looked like a short. I mean, I kind of see the potential here based on this wick, but that is a very good point. Middle East going to war. I'm long natty gas. You guys know this. I'm the natural gas maven, baby. We're up bigly on natural gas. Thoughts on BTC nuking right now? What time frame are you looking at where it's nuking? Like this? Is this called nuking to you? My friend, you have not been around very long. I want it to go down, right? If you watch the start of the video, I want a long below 28K. So I would like for it to go down. This guy says Monday's range video was good. It just hasn't worked on very many crypto assets since then because God is angry. Yeah, I much prefer Monday's range for Forex. And I don't trade Monday's range purely based on the hourly, right? Like, for example, I'm not short. I'm not going to short euro necessarily on just an hourly close back within Monday's range, right? Because then you would have shorted it here, right? And you would have been stopped out already. I'm waiting for the dollar to push up, and then I'm waiting for this to get multiple closes here, and I'll probably use some sort of low time frame entry to get in. So there's ways to refine it and increase the hit rate. The idea of that video is just to kind of give you the basic premise, and then we can build upon it. Okay. What else can we cover here? I feel like there's been a lot of good stuff in this video. Yeah, I gave you the game plan for gold. I'd like to see this trade about Monday's high. Link Marines says, do you still hate Link? Bro, I like Link more than you. I literally longed the bottom of Link publicly on Twitter and in here. I posted along at 6:13. I posted the buy. I posted my actual orders and fills all publicly. And you always ask me what I fucking think about Link. Bro, I probably own more Link than you right now. Asking me I'm hating Link. I sold half of my position on the first move up, and I'm just going to hold the rest. I'm going to see what happens. What does swing trading SOL look like over 6 months? I have no fucking clue. If I knew what was going to happen 6 months in the future, I would be much richer than I am. But if SOL can get above this level here, I think it can trade significantly higher, assuming the rest of the market looks good. Okay, well, look at your stupid SPX 69,000 because you've been spamming it. I mean, I don't even know what you want me to say, bro. First of all, why did no one tell me to buy it a month ago? I should have listened if you did. I should have listened. I never listened. I mean, I don't even know how to analyze this right now, brother. Let's see. It looks like it wants to go higher. Like, if the market continues to go up, if Bitcoin goes higher, this looks like it's going to make a new high. Do you think Dish going to 649? Interesting. Do I think this is going to $6.49? I mean, this looks like shit. Like, looks like it's going to 0. You probably did tell me. And I'm sorry for not listening. Next time, can you fucking degens like make sure I buy it, like force me to buy it? Could this go to 649? I don't know where you're getting that random level from either, like here. I mean, maybe this can go up, but look at the chart. Like, look at this monthly. Why are you trying to long this? So much better shit you could long. Like, I would look here and I'd say, okay, where's the nearest demand? It's probably down here. So, I mean, maybe if it comes lower, might be interested in longing, but chart that looks like this, there's better things to long, bro. Hey, Mayne, what do you think of Dr. Profit? He's really accurate. I've never heard of Dr. Profit ever. So, no idea. OXO, I actually have a bag of this. So, let's fucking go. Not very much, a very small bag. Is this the most accurate chart? I think it is. Uniswap maybe a little better. I want one that doesn't look like shit. I mean, yeah, look, it's going up. It's in an uptrend. The concern with the altcoins, right, is if Bitcoin has another large correction in it, like let's say we are going to trade back to 20K, all of these altcoins that are in crazy uptrends for the last couple of months, they're all going to get annihilated, right? But this to me, if you're in a coin like this, I imagine you're not in this for a quick flip. Maybe you are, right? Maybe you just want to sell this at 20 cents. But I imagine if you're buying something like this, it's because you want to hold it and see how it performs in the next bull run, right? Unibot could be a good one. For sure. I think I own some Unibot. I mean, damn, it traded pretty high already. But listen, here's where the origin of that move started. We just ran this low right into the level. So this is probably a pretty good area for it to go up from. OXO, who told you about it? I got shielded by Rookie and like God John, I think. What is my Myers-Briggs type? I don't remember, to be honest with you. I would have known this back in fucking university or high school or something. Whenever you do that, I don't remember. I think I'm a IN something. I don't remember though, to be honest with you. What do I think of Caspa? Feel like it could become bigger than Bitcoin one day. So here's what I'll tell you. I mean, I charted the fucking low, I think, on Caspa. Did I not? Yeah. Like, look at where this fucking thing is now. And when I fucking charted this here. Right? So this was from one of my altcoin streams. And it's fucking mooning. Do I think it's going to become bigger than Bitcoin one day? Absolutely fucking not. Does the chart look bullish and does it look like it wants to trade higher? Yes. This thing's trading at 4 cents. It's not going to be bigger than Bitcoin. Mayne, can you grow a full beard? Unfortunately, no. Unfortunately, no. When's the next golf stream? Bro, the weather in Canada now is just going to be fucking trash for the next 6 months. It's very depressing. Like, it's been gray and rainy and gross all day today. Like, I won't see the sun today. It's brutal. It's brutal. All right, guys. I got to go to the gym. So I'm going to head out. I think this was a good video. We had fucking like 300 live viewers the entire time, which is amazing. So stay tuned. I'll have some more stuff for you guys this week. Appreciate you guys as always. Love you very much. If you got any questions, anything like that, most of my information is available on my website. You can join the Haven if you want even more. All that information is in the description below. Shout out to Prime XBT, the sponsors of these videos. If you want to support your boy, deposit some money on Prime using my promo code and link. All my links are in the description. If these videos help you out and you want to help me out, all I ask is you interact with my stuff, right? Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, follow me on YouTube. Leave likes, comments, retweet my videos, like this video, retweet. I do. The engagement helps me. I'm not asking you for money. If you don't want to use my links, if you don't want to join the Haven, anything like that, leaving likes and comments and things like that is amazing. So I appreciate you guys. I won't have a condensed version of this stream right away because the editor is out of town. Who told him he could take a vacation? It's not acceptable. But he's out of town for a couple of days, so the condensed stream will probably be a little late. But yeah,